Yo, what's popping? So, the final week of the Summer Showdown is here, and these matches are pretty darn impactful for who is making the tournament or not. And I'm going to predict them and then show you my what my tournament looks like, the seeding and all that afterwards. So, stay tuned for that and let me know who is making the tournament for you based on your predictions in the comment section below. So, Chengdu Hunters against the Guangzhou Charge. I'm feeling the 3-1 on this one. So, Charge is kind of hard to gauge because they either get stomped by Shanghai or Seoul, or then they win in 5 against Valiant and Philadelphia. I feel like a map is reasonable against the Hunters, but a win is a little bit out of their reach. Um, like Hunters look so good, but they're not looking anywhere near Shanghai either, right? So that's hard to say there. But I think Chengdu are level up, and a map is reasonable for them. But I think Leave is going to do a lot. And Jimmy, you know what? Jimmy the goat and all that, but he's playing against Leave, right? He hasn't had success playing against an actual good Sojourn so far, at least. And Leave is actually definitely one of the best in APAC, at least top four, like top four at minimum. Um, so yeah, I like 3-1. Then we have Shanghai against Valiant. This is going to be a 3-0. I don't think I have to explain this one too much. You look at Valiant, you look at the Dragons. The only way I see Valiant getting a map is if they don't check Dia, but like they're Shanghai. They know what they're doing. Who are you going to go crazy? It's gonna be. I think it should just be a clean 3-0. Then we have Charge against Spark. This one's pretty important for playoffs. Make sure you check out my video about where I highlighted important matches up above. Do a little card there where I highlighted important matches for this week. This is one of them. So I think Spark should win. I'm torn between 3-2 or 3-1 because it's like Spark are definitely a little bit below Hunters right now, as we saw. I'm not maybe a little bit, maybe I think that I'm relevant portion below Hunters. So 2 for Charge feels not great, but I'm gonna go with 1. I think if Spark, they come out with Bernard, Alfie's had more time to play. This Irony Brig really needs to be fixed because it does look really bad. I don't know if they're even gonna. Maybe they'll try Architect or something on the Brigida because the Irony Brig has not been great, but I feel like the 3-1 should be good because Shy is probably going to do a lot, and I don't know. Maybe they get a map with the choice they want. Jimmy. The backline looks probably the backline for Charge is probably better, so they can get a win off of that maybe. But I'm going to go 3-1. So now Chengdu against Valiant. I kind of think of a 3-0 here as well. I don't see Valiant rising to the occasion here. Like maybe Easy Han gets a first pick and then Becky doesn't troll, and then maybe Chengdu actually don't check Dia because we don't know how Chengdu will do checking a very Junker Queen. But like it feels like if Dia is not like able to perform, if he's getting pressured heavily, Valiant will just kind of fall over. So this was a good way to see if Chengdu are capable of doing that, or if they're going to let Dia kind of run wild. If Dia does run wild, this could go 5 maybe, but I have a little bit more faith in Chengdu than that, so I'm going to go with a 3-0. Now Seoul Philly. The last stage, this was the final one before the tournament also, and Philly straight up 3-0'd them. I don't think it's going to be the same here. Philly just don't have that firepower they need, right? If they're still playing Carpe, if Fury still doesn't know how to use a Rampage after 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, I guess, I see no reason why this shouldn't be a Seoul 3-0. Like, they just don't have the firepower. Maybe MN3 comes in. Maybe they say, oh, you know what? Carpe has been the worst Sojourn in APAC by a lot. So maybe we'll get MN3 a shot, even if it's on Ash and we don't like the Ash, which I don't know. I don't know why that is, but whatever. Actually, it does make sense for Philly to not like the Ash, when I think about it. But anyway, assuming they're not going to do that, and it's going to be the Philly we've seen the past 2 weeks, this should just be a 3-0 straight up, I think. But now this is an important match. Is the Hangzhou Spark against the Philadelphia Fusion. So I originally was thinking 3-2, right? Like this. But then I was thinking, Shy is playing against Carpe. What is stopping Shy from winning this game for them straight up? I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, it's incest technically, But then if you're going, if Zest is full on a shy, then what's stopping LFU from winning? And then the answer is nothing. So I'm actually gonna 3-0 this one. I really did want like a Hangzhou Spark, Philadelphia Fusion, like 5-map banger that we're used to, but I I just don't see it from this Philly roster right now. It kind of sucks because I like when that rivalry was really good, but I like Spark don't even look like super good, right? They're like 4 probably. I don't know. I'm just gonna. I see a 3-0 here. I was very close to putting 3-2. That's like my initial reaction. Oh, Spark Philly 3-2, just not happening here. And now here's a banger of a match: Shanghai Dragons against the Seoul Dynasty. This is going to 5, I think. And here's my thing: I rated Seoul higher in my power rankings, but I'm going to rate Shanghai for this one. So yeah, that kind of goes against the grain, or that goes against myself even in my power rankings. But I think Seoul are going to get rolled by Who Are You, and obviously these two teams scrim each other a lot. They're going to because they're the two best, so they're probably scrim each other a lot. But I think they're not going to get rolled by Who Are You. But Who Are You is going to edge them out. Then come tournament time, they'll have an answer, and they will, find a way to win in the tournament. Is what I think. This is probably reading into the tournament, which I guess that's not the point of the spread. But I think Who Are You wins right now. In the tournament, we'll see what Seoul think of to try and get on top again. But I like Shanghai for this specific matchup. Now, going over to NA, we have this is a very, very, very important match. This is huge. The LA Gladiators against the Atlanta Reign. Only one of these teams are going to get in, or none, maybe none, because London still has a shot too, right over here. So Gladiators need a 3-1 or a 3-0 victory to win. I'm going to pred the 3-2, and this gives Atlanta the edge. This gives Atlanta 1 point above Gladiators to be ahead of them in the finals, which maybe that's I don't know. Like Atlanta win by having 2 map wins basically. So I think they'll get there because they're so close. These teams are like I think they're very close. Gladiators haven't had a fair shot. Like this is like the most. I can't. That's not fair either. Gladiators have had more than a fair share of shots. I guess they had 5 matches, but both these teams looking really good. I think Gladiators might be a little bit better, but not good enough to actually put Atlanta right now. Actually, now that I'm talking, I kind of want to make this Atlanta in the end anyway. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, the Gladiators, their ultimates aren't very good right now. They're synergetic, or like their game plans are a little off. I I'm kind of leaning Atlanta Rain right now, and this second week is speedily. Sure, actually, changing it right now. Going to go with Atlanta through 2. Yeah, yeah, straight up. That's it. Atlanta through 2. Um, it's just like the little things the Gladiators are doing, they haven't really fixed them. Like they played Paris, that's not really fixing it. But the first 2 weeks they didn't really fix them. They still have the same problems. We'll see now. It's been a bit, but I'm actually gonna go with Atlanta. I think. Yeah, I'm going with Atlanta. Don't know what that's gonna do for my standings that I had, but whatever. So now New York Excelsior Paris Eternal. I'm just gonna go with a 3-0 here for New York. I don't think Paris have that fight. Like even pound for pound, New York look better. They're Paris, man. I just don't see the vision. You have Florayaki against what Malthel Dove. Ah, I don't know. I don't know. I even think I mean Rack might be better than Ansun J, but whatever. Now Dallas Shock is gonna be a good one too. I similar to my thinking up there, I'm gonna go with Shock on this one. I think Dallas are a better team, but I'm gonna go with Shock because they're gonna, Proper is gonna come out. They're gonna experience the full wrath of the San Francisco Shock against Proper, and Dallas are gonna actually be a very close series, but Dallas are gonna get edged out, and then come tournament, that's all gonna change. So that's what I'm thinking. Who knows if that's anywhere near true, but that's what's going on in my head for a Shock over Dallas to keep their win streak alive. So now the Paris Timberwolves of Florida Mayhem, kind of similar to New York. I think pound for pound, Florida's just better, and Paris are like very bad. And these are like the 2 teams I have like next to them. Like Not seeing much in the way for Paris to do good. Houston Justice double points. That's a little interesting. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with a 3-1 from Houston. That's hard. Just like the thing with Washington is I said it in my power rankings, but I just don't feel like what's the issue with this roster? And I can't actually think of one. Like where's the problem lie? And there just isn't one. Kalios has looked great on the Drinker Queen. Decay's looked arguably better than Happy on Sojourn. But the thing about Houston is Pelican Merit is on a different level right now. They just are on a different level. So honestly, I kind of want to pred Washington. I think I am. Yeah. Who cares? I'm gonna pred Washington. The only edge over Houston that Houston I think really have is for sure is Pelican over Assassin right now. So yeah, actually, yeah, 3-2 Washington. Why not? Why not do 3-2 Washington? Sure. Um, I just don't see anything wrong with the roster, and if they continue to play how they have, they're going to be a threat, and it's going to be good. So Vancouver, Boston. I'm going to go with a 3-1 for Vancouver. I think Boston can snag a map somewhere. I don't know, especially because maybe they lose their head coach, so they feel a bit more invigorated. They're feeling a map in there. Maybe Punk plays and they look a bit better. Things like that. So I'll give Boston a map. But I think Vancouver are a better team, and they've looked better throughout this whole time. They're really good at their engagements, and they always are going to be able to fall back on Aspire on the Sojourn. Now, Toronto, London. This is an important match. I'm actually thinking a 3-0 Toronto. London have kind of been on the downward trend. It feels like other teams have gotten better faster than London. Like London's kind of like stagnated. I feel like they played the Sombra and Troll, and then they look good after that, and then it's just been at the same level. Like I don't feel like they've actually improved that much compared to the teams around them, and they just keep falling further and further. And it's going to be a 3-0 from Toronto, I think. And now this is a very important match to start. This is going to decide who makes it into the tournament between these two teams because one of them has to go 3-3. And I think it's going to be New York. So Florida can catch teams off guard for a map or two with their funny little double flex support stuff that they're doing. But New York, I think in this matchup, they're going to play the better mirror and they're going to play better overall. And they're going to end up going to the tournament, which doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right at all. But that's how it ended up being. So either way, it's going to feel wrong depending on who wins this match between New York and Florida. One of them, they don't feel like they should be in this tournament. Whenever you have teams like London or Gladiators or Atlanta sitting out, it's going to feel bad. But I'm going with New York. So let me pause my video and show you my standings. Okay, so this is how I have it shaping up based on the predictions I've just ran. So we have on the East, the Dragons going 6-0, then Dynasty going 5-1, Hunters 4-2, Spark 3-3 with a -1. With the Charge, Fusion, and Valiant sitting out. So no real surprises there. If anyone was going to fall out, I think most people would think it's the Fusion, and Hunters have just looked better. So the only real way this changes is if the Charge end up beating Spark, basically. And then looking at the West, we have Shock 1, Defiant 2, actually, because they have one better thing. So if they were to go 3-1 against London, suddenly Dallas is ahead of them. But ignore that. Then Dallas, Justice at 4-2, Titans at 4-2, Rain, Outlaws, and Excelsior all at 3-3. So with Spitfire, Mayhem, Gladiators, Uprising, and Eternal sitting out. So this is not what most people expect, but I mean, like, I don't know. I had Gladiators winning, but even if they win 3-2, like this is them with 3-2, they're still not in. It literally has to be a 3-1. I think it's more likely that Atlanta Reign end up in. So, and you know what? It doesn't matter because they're both very good teams. Honestly, I can't be mad with either of them. But the one thing I'm very surprised about is Defiant at 2. That's crazy to me because like Defiant, who do they pick? Because Shock picks New York. Who does Defiant pick? Look at those teams below them, and they can only between Titans, Atlanta, and Outlaws. Those are some good ass teams. I don't know who they pick, but probably Titans, right? Who knows? Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Like this video if you like it, subscribe for more daily Overwatch League content. I'm in a new room. I don't know if you can see by like what's behind me and stuff, but I'm in a new room. So yeah. Yeah, have yourself a good one, deuces.